have conducted 10 lectures so far, and today you are the 10th resource person for this lecture series. With the kind support of our Honorable Principal Dr. Mahadevji Gavane sir, and with the inspiration of our head Dr. Anuja Jadhav ma'am, we have been conducting this lecture series. So, without spending much time between you and the audience, I would like to hand over the things to the anchor for going ahead. Pratima, please.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Chandrasekhar Davne sir to introduce us our resource person. Chandrasekhar Davne sir.
Thank you very much for giving me chance to introduce today's resource person. First of all, good morning to all and all. Sri Shahu Mahavidyalaya Autonomous Latur, Department of English organizes Knowing a Book lecture series, lecture 4 on the famous book, The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. And on this book, the lecture we have arranged, that is the famous, renowned, popular literature, Dr. Arvind Knowles. I welcome you all in this Knowing a Book lecture series. I am here to introduce today's resource person, Dr. Arvind Knowles. This personality is known to everyone in Swami Ramanand Tirth Bharata University, Nanded jurisdiction. He stands for knowledge, discipline, and humility. Dr. Knowles is presently working as associate professor and head department of English, Shivaji Mahavidyalaya Udgir. His educational qualification is MA English, PhD. He has huge teaching experience of more than 20 years. He is NCC commission officer. Presently, he is captain. He is a formal coordinator, NAC steering committee, and IQAC. He has co-author, editor, and co in many universities, including USA, UK, South Africa, Australia, Germany, Canada, and so on. He has published research papers, book articles at national, international conferences, seminars, symposiums, and in many other talks. He has organized and international workshops, conferences, seminars at his college. He talked in many conferences as resource person and guest. He contributed to curriculum development. He was the board of studies member in Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University and designed curriculum of UG and PG courses. Sir is PhD guide, means supervisor, and 10 students awarded and 5 students doing PhD under his guidance. Sir has completed one UGC sponsored minor research project in English. Sir completed UGC up to 1 orientation course, 4 refresher course, 11 FDP and STC. So this is a brief introduction of this great academician. So I'm very thankful for being in this program. And especially the book Old Man and the Sea is very famous by Ernest Hemingway. And I would like to tell you, sir, this book was prescribed for our third year students, The Old Man and the Sea. Yeah. So thank you once again for being with us, sir. So thank you. Over to you, Pratima.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, without further ado, I request our honorable resource person, Dr. Arvind Knowles, sir, to take charge of the session.
Thank you. The chairperson of this invited lecture under the Knowing a Book lecture series and Honorable Principal of Rajarshi Shahu Autonomous College, Latur, and one of my great academic friends, Dr. Mahadevji Gavane, Head of English Department, Dr. Anuja Jadhav, The coordinator of this lecture series, Dr. Sachin Bhandare, my friend, Dr. Chandrasekhar Daune, rest faculties, Pratima Khose and rest UG and PG students of your department of English, Rajarshi Shahu, Autonomous College, Latur. Good morning to one and all. First of all, I would like to congratulate the principal, the HOD, and coordinator for this wonderful initiative of lecture series, Knowing a Book. As the importance of books in our life cannot be undermined, for they not only help in broadening our horizons, but also act as doorways to connect us with the rest world around us. Books are synonymous with learning and education and have been a concrete source of information and knowledge for many generations. Books are the kind of companions who never grow old and can guide us in life's thorough journey. They function as a survival kit sometimes. They influence us and leave an impact on us. There are numerous ways that books influence us or influences our lives. They give us insight into how other people live. They broaden our worldview. They influence our thought process. They show us how to be good and better. When I received the first call regarding this lecture from HOD, Dr. Anujaji Jadhav, a couple of weeks back, I immediately accepted it. However, later on, my confusion increased while selecting a book to talk on. There are many inspiring and motivating books that will help you live your best life. However, as my talk is intended to UG PG students of English literature, I thought to pick a fictional piece, and my memory went 23 years back to my PG days of Dayanand Arts College, Latur, where one novella was prescribed to us in our curriculum, which is still my favorite book, that is The Old Man and Sea by Ernest Hemingway. I think that the book is visible to you. And as Chandrasekhar told now, that was prescribed to your college, your Autonomous College, for the last curricula of UG, third year. There would be no university in the world where this book is not prescribed for UG or the PG. It is one of Hemingway's finest works, which was cited when he won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1954. The Old Man and the Sea is a relatively short novel, that is a novella written by him in 1951 and published in 1952. Its 5.3 billion copies were sold within 2 days of its publications. It has been adapted for the screen many times in different languages and also listed on the BBC's The Big Read poll and 200 best loved novels. The book is a short read, approximately 100 pages. The book which I have with me, it has only 113 pages. Very small, that's why it's called a novella. An unexplored area on the earth. And this work travels deeply into the nature of this mysterious setting. Means when we turn a couple of pages of the book, we will come to know. On the very first page, we will come to know about this. Follows Shah Show. Despite this loss, the novel ends with the core of this novel. Santiago also represents Hemingway himself in some ways. Another character is a Manolin, the second character. It is very simple novel. Even a 10th class student can read it. Language is very simple one. length is within the reach of each and every student. And plot is also very simple. But the message the book is enveloped with is very grand. Manolin is Santiago's only young friend, or you may call it young companion. In fact, he is an apprentice with him. Santiago taught until his parents objected to Santiago's bad luck, as since many days he was not able to catch any fish. Manolin still helps Santiago pull in his boat in the evening and provides this old Santiago with the foods and the bait or the other stuff when he needs it. Manolin is, you may call it, reader's surrogate in the novel, appreciating Santiago's heroic spirit and skill despite his outward lack of success. And the third character is the marlin, the fish, the big fish. The marlin is a fish Santiago spends the majority of the novel touching, killing, and attempting to bring to shore. Santiago idealizes the marlin, aspiring to it the traits of great nobility, a fish to which he must prove his own nobility if he is to be worthy to catch it. And if we say, the sea too plays a very dominant role in the novel. As its title suggests, the sea is at the central in the novel. Most of the story takes place on the sea, except the beginning of the novel on the shore of that village and the end of the novel. There are also some minor characters like Martin, the owner of the terrace, Rogelio, a man of the village, who on occasion helps Santiago with the fishing net, the Perisco, the man at the bodega who gives Santiago newspaper to read and so on, who seldom appears on the scene, and they are not so significant. The whole storyline revolves around major 3 or 4, if we include, say, as a fourth character, Santiago, Manolin, Marlin, and the sea. What is the storyline? I would like to, after putting before you its plot and the story in a nutshell, I will show you few of the video clips through my presentation in order to that you will easily comprehend this novel and what is there that it is instrumental to fetch Nobel Prize, world's greatest, the second to none literary prize, because in the note of that prize it is written, it is mentioned, the old man and sea, it is clearly mentioned. As the novel opens, at the first page we see Santiago, and old fisherman, has gone 84 days without catching a fish. It is informed to the reader. 84 days without catching a fish. Blank days. For the first 40 days, including out of this 84 days, for the first 40 days, the Manolin, the second character which I have introduced to you, named boy, fished with him. He was with him as a companion, as an apprentice. He used to learn from him. But Manolin's parents, who called Santiago Salao, the meaning the worst form of unlucky man, forced Manolin to leave him in order to work in a more prosperous boat with prosperous or successful fishermen. As for the last many days, he is unable to catch any fish, and it is a matter of his livelihood also, Manolin's and his parents. The old man does not mind it. Santiago and Manolin reminisces over about the many years the two of them fished together. And Santiago announces his, before leaving, as Manolin was leaving, Santiago announces his plan to go far out in the sea the very next day, following day. As Santiago sets out on the 85th day, we, the reader, witnesses the qualities that earn him Manolin's praise and dedication. The old man is an expert seaman, able to read the sea, able to understand everything of the sea, the sky, and their respective creatures. The flying fish, for instance, signal the arrival of dolphins, while in Santiago's experiences, the magnificent tug on the line can mean only one thing, a marlin, a bigger fish, a type of large game fish that weighs around hundreds of pounds. Unlike the fisherman, he passes on his way into the deep waters of the Gulf. Santiago exercises an unparalleled precision when fishing. He keeps his lines perfectly straight instead of letting them dip as the other fishermen do, which means that he always knows exactly how deep they are and what would be the next move. Santiago's focuses his strength and resolves in the face of tremendous obstacles, as well as the sheer artistry with which he executes his task, mark him or make him as a hero. What happened on 85th day? That is matter, that is subject matter, that is substance, that is everything of this novel. On the 85th day, when he reaches at a heavy distance on a deep sea, the marlin wakes Santiago by jerking the line. The fish jumps out of the water again and again, and Santiago is thrown into the bow of the skips, face down in his dolphin bait. The line feeds out fast, and Santiago, the old man, breaks against it with his back and hand. His left hand especially is badly cut by his fight against Marlin. Santiago wishes that the boy were with him to wet the coils of the line, which would lessen the friction. He longs Manolin, who left him 25 days back, as from his apprenticeship. And he's alone now, and the boat is relatively very small. And he's an old man. Nobody is there to help him. One man show, one man battle is going on with Marlin, one of the hugest fishes of the ocean. The old man wipes the crushed dolphin meat up his face, fearing that it will make him nauseated and he will lose his strength. Looking at his damaged hand, wounded hand, with the cuts thereon, he repeats that, and that is very, very favorite, what you call the dialogue or the sentence therein. A pain doesn't matter to a man. Well, I know I am 100% sure that Anuja ma'am must have read this novel, as it must have prescribed to any of the year of her UG/PG. Chandrasekhar must have read it. Dr. Bhandari must have read it, and they must have recalled now those days when professor was any professor teaching this novel, the core dialogue of this novel, core dialogue. What? The pain doesn't matter to a man. He repeats that a pain doesn't matter to a man. He is the second flying fish in hope of building up his strength. As the sun rises, the marlin begin to circle. For hours, the old man fights the circling fish for every inch of line, slowly pulling it in. He feels faint and dizzy and sees black spot before his eyes. He's fatigued now in his struggle. The fish riots against the line, battering the boat with its spear. When it passes under the boat, Santiago cannot believe its eyes. As the marlin continue to circle, Santiago adds enough pressure to the line to bring the fish closer and closer to the skip. The old man, the Santiago, thinks that the fish is killing him. Instead, he is killing fish, and admires for him. Admires for his saying, "I do not care who kills who." It is also one of the very, very most quoted dialogues from this novel. Eventually, he pulls the fish onto its side by the boat and plunges his harpoon into it. When it falls back into the water, its blood stains the waves. The old man, the Santiago, pulls the skip up alongside the fish and fastens the fish to the side of the boat, tied with the rope. He thinks about how much money he will be able to make from such a big fish, and imagines that the rest fishermen and the people of the shore would be proud of him. An hour later, what happened? A shark arrives, having smelled the marlin's blood that is mingled in the water and spread through the waves. When the shark hits the marlin, the old man sinks his harpoon into the shark's head. The shark lashes on the water and eventually sinks, taking the harpoon and the old man's rope with it. Look here. That shark, two of the weapons, very, very important weapons of Santiago. One is harpoon. That stuck fixed in his head, and the rope. Now Santiago, this old man, has no other weapon. The shark lashes on the water and eventually sinks, taking the harpoon and his rope. The shark has taken nearly 40 pounds of meat of marlin along with him. So fresh blood from the marlin spills into the water, inevitably drawing more sharks to attack. And now other sharks arrived to eat the flesh of marlin, the remaining flesh of the marlin. Santiago realizes that his struggle with the marlin was for nothing. Why? All will soon be lost. But he muses. And there is one dialogue which is also equally very, very important, most quotable quotes. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. Very, very favorite dialogue. As a pain doesn't matter to a man. Like this, a man can be destroyed but not defeated. And he tries to be hopeful, thinking that it is a silly, if not sinful, to stop hoping. It is one of the, these are very, very important things, or the messages to think on, to ponder on it. Never be hopeless. Go on hoping, keep on hoping. He reminds himself that he didn't kill the marlin simply for food. that he killed it out of pride and love. That is important. Not only to earn money, but to earn the lost name and fame, as since 84 days, he was not able to catch any fish. He has killed marlin, not for the food or the money, but for about killing, because he did it in self-defense. And part of his duty, part of his aspiration, part of his livelihood, he decided that everything kills everything else in some way. As the Jive, as the geographical, that maxim, Jive, Jivetam, like this. And Santiago, after some hours, a couple of hours later, a pair of more powerful sharks arrived there. They attack, and Santiago fights them with a knife. Now, he has no harpoon. He has no rope. One small knife left with him. And he is fighting with this knife with a pair of big sharks who came there in order to eat the flesh of the dead marlin. He has lashed his knife to an oar as a makeshift weapon. He enjoyed killing the shark because it was a worthy opponent, a mighty and fearless predator, but he has nothing but disdain for the scavenging this sovel knife, the shark spear. The old man kills both of them, both this pair of sharks, but not before they take a good quarter of the marlin. Means the rest, 1/4 part of the flesh of marlin, they took away, they have eaten, or it must have wasted in the deep water. Again, Santiago wishes that he hadn't killed the marlin, because nothing, no flesh left with the marlin's body, which is tied side by of the boat. He apologizes to the dead marlin for having gone out so far, because he went deep in the sea, at the far distance from the shore, alone in a small boat with minimum weapons. He has no food to eat therein. Another means one more shark arrives. Again, Santiago kills it. But what happened here? Look the tragedy and fight. Look the dynamics of Battle of Santiago. At this time, he loses his knife in this process. The knife stuck, adhered to the shark, and he lost his knife. Now he has no harpoon, no rope, no knife. Just before nightfall, few more sharks approaches there. The old man's arsenal has been reduced to the club he used to kill bite fish. He managed a club the shark into retreat, but not before the remains. When the last shark tries to tear at the top head of the marlin, the last remaining particle of the marlin, the old man clubbed the shark until the tiller splinters. He used that bite, a very small weapon here. He plunges the sharp edge into the shark's flesh, and the beast lets go. No meat is left now on the marlin. When he reaches the harbor, the shore, all lights are out and no one is there. He noticed the skeleton of the fish still tied to the skip, the side by part of the boat. He down the mast and begins to soldier it up the hill to his sack. The final stage of the old man's fight with the fish brings two thematic issues, important issues to the fore. The first concerns man's place in nature. The second concerns nature itself. It is possible to interpret Santiago's journey as a cautionary tale of sorts, a tragic lesson about what happens when man's pride forces him beyond the boundaries of his rightful human place in the world. At one point, Santiago embraces his unity and the marlin, thinking, "You are killing me, fish, but you have a right to, brother. Come on and kill me. I do not care who kills you." This realization speaks to the novel's theory of the natural world. As Santiago's exhausting and near endless battle with the marlin shows, his is a world in which life and death go hand in loving hand. Everything in the world must die. And according to Santiago, only a brotherhood between men or creatures can alleviate the grimness of that fact. Early next morning, what happened? Manolin comes to the old man's sack, and the sight of his friend's rabid hands brings him to tears. Fishermen have gathered around Santiago's boat and measured the carcass of that marlin at 18 feet. Means that marlin was having 18 feet length, so big, 18 feet, not joke. And he caught it with small and minimum weapons on a small boat. Santiago said that the sharks beat him, and Manolin insists that he will work with the old man again, regardless of what his parents say. Now Manolin is ready to leave that fisherman with whom his parents sent him to be apprenticed there. The old man and the sea ends on a rather optimistic note. Santiago is reunited with Manolin, that is human relationship, the human ties, who desperately wants to complete his training. All of the old man's noble qualities and, more important, the lessons he draws from his experience will be passed on to the boy, which means the fisherman's life will continue on in some form even after his death. The novel states as much when Santiago reflects that, which I would like to repeat, a man can be destroyed but not defeated. The destruction of a marlin is not a defeat for Santiago, rather it leads to his redemption. Indeed, the fisherman who once mocked him now stands in awe and inspiration of him. Because no fisherman of that shore was able to catch such types of 18-foot marlin till now, till that day. Manolin, that's why Manolin rightly said about Santiago, there are many good fishermen and some great ones, but there is only you, Santiago. You are the only one, second to none. When Santiago says, fishing kills me exactly as it keeps me alive, he is pointing once again to the vast necessary and even shifting tension that exists between loss and gain, triumph and defeat, life and death. In the final pages of the novel, Hemingway employs a number of images that link Santiago to Jesus Christ. The model of transcendence, who turned loss into gain, defeat into triumph, and even death into new life, new coming. Hemingway unabashedly paints the old man as a crucified martyr. Even the position in which he collapses on his blade, I will show in video. There is one scene of this. There is one screenshot of this scene. He sleeps face down on the newspapers and his arms out straight and the palms of his hands up. Brings to mind the image of his suffering on the cross. There are a number of the quotes that I would like but I think that instead of this, I would like to go to the slideshow in which some of the good clips, 4, 5, 3 minutes clips, I have downloaded in order to show you. Only those earlier. These are very, very important quotes. It is silly not to hope, etc. The battle between the old man and the fish is more than a trial of strength. It is also a battle of wills and willpowers. Both means Marlin as well as Santiago were determined to win, and we see that the old man is willing to endure to defeat the fish. They are separated from the rest of the world on the wide sea, and their battle is now central to their existence. The old man is physically very small to compare Marlin and weak, but he defeats the Marlin 18-foot fish because of his willpower, and this willpower, strong willpower, man can be destroyed but not, that stands at the core of this novel. He's willing to endure. And what was the vitamin with him? That is powerful willpower, unsackable willpower. When the sharks attack and eat the marlin, the old man kills or fights them up one by one, despite losing all weapons. With each confrontation until he has nothing left but his bare fists. Means he brought to the shore only skeleton of marlin. Hemingway's life certainly infused this writing of Old Man and Sea. The similarities between Santiago and Hemingway somehow are accepted by most of the critics. Both of them were struggling. Hemingway had not written a successful novel during last 10 years. And Santiago had not caught a fish in last 84 days. And this killing of the marlin, that is this what you call this success made him, Hemingway, one of the celebrities of the world. As this catch made Santiago the heroes of the hero in the fisherman. Therefore, they both proved themselves against adversity. But I think that it is a good example of a text that tells a simple story, very simple story, in minimal pages, with only 3-4 characters involved therein, that allows you and me like readers to find whatever meaning you or me or he or she likes in it. As it is said by Plato that books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, fight to the imagination, and life to everything. This book will give wings to your imagination. I'm sure about it. Now, I would like to share with you some of the Is it visible?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
visible to you?
Yes, sir.
What is there on screen? The screenshot of the flyer, right? Am I right? Is the screenshot of the flyer visible to you? Please
Yes, sir.
respond. Huh? Yes, okay. Now listen, no, watch to this clip. Is it audible and visible to you?
Sir.
Yes?
No,
Is it
sir.
audible and visible to you?
No, sir.
Video clip you are not watching there on your screen? Wait. Once again, let
Yes,
me.
document Shahu College presentation 1.
Okay. Let me check because till I have not customized myself with your Microsoft team. Okay. 1 minute. Let me reshare it.
Sir, please open the PPT, sir. Run it.
Yes, it is open. Is this picture of old man with Marlin visible?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will run in the background and will show you. Where is that share
Sir,
option?
PPT, please double click PPT.
Double click. PPT is open here. I'm not able to find option of 1 minute.
Excuse me, sir. Reopen
Yes.
the PPT.
PPT is open here.
सर अल्ट करून टॅप करा म्हणजे स्क्रीन शेअर होईल.
I think that now it is visible, right?
Yes, now it is visible, sir.
ऐकू येते आता?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Okay. This is the clip from its film adaptation. This is the Santiago. Manolin. That apprentice boy. Look how particular he is. His clip is up beginning section when Manolin was with him. Now he left without Maloney alone. It is 85th day. Is it visible? Anderson दिसतंय ना ते? His one hand is wounded. how exhausted he is. He's alone there in the sea, wild, deep sea. No other fisher, no other. Sir, दिसतंय ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello? Is anybody can respond?
Yes, sir.
Have you watched that video?
Yes, sir.
I think that technical problems are there. Bandare sir, over to you.
Yes, sir.
Have you watched that both video fully?
Hello, sir.
Have you watched that video, both video? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Madam is in a meeting, sir. Our Samstha members are there in our campus as we are going to submit our AQR soon.
No problem. No problem. I am asking that, was that both clips visible and audible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now it's over to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Pratima.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing your expertise. The way you narrated the book, no one left any doubt over it. Is there any question to anyone? So I guess there's nothing. Your presentation drew us and held our attention. There was never a dull moment. So we all are so grateful for this wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. Now we will directly come to the conclusion as our principals and HOD ma'am are not available for this session. They are busy in one of the meeting of our college. So I request Ms. Khushi Dudhani to
Good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. Firstly, I would like to thank Principal Sir for giving us permission to conduct this program. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks to our today's resource person, Dr. Arvind Navle Sir, for being a part of this program, knowing the book lecture series. and to share with us about one of the most famous books written, The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable time. I also would like to thank HOD ma'am of English department, Dr. Anuja Jadhav ma'am, and all the members of the department, as well as thank you all the students, my dear friends, for patiently attending the event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All the best to you. I'm leaving.
Thank you very much, sir.
If any technical lacuna,
Sir, thank you very
there
much.
was, I apologize for it, as first time I'm using Microsoft Team.
No, sir,
Before that,
it was a very
dozens of talk I have given on the Zoom or the Google Meet or the Kisco. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All the best to all the faculty and students. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Share me recording on my mail. Okay, then later on.
Yes, sir. Yes. YouTube link is shared, sir. Yes. Attend